Addictions that are hitting our high schoolers. There's some ones in here that you are not going to expect. Let's go. What up, everyone? K-Rugs, the Soberdog, coming at you. All right, today we are going to talk about, so I go into the high schools and I speak. There is some interesting addictions hitting our high schoolers right now. You've probably heard of some of them, a couple other ones you're not going to expect. It's different than it was. Part of it's the same, but there's a lot that is different. That's what we're going to get into. Before I get into it, thank you for the love and support. Please share the videos, like, join our YouTube membership here on the channel, join our Patreon. It's the best way to help support Soberdogs. Thank you. So I go into the high school every semester. I go into the high school I went to and the other one in our town and a couple other ones around Rochester, New York, and speak. I would love to go to 100 of them, but unfortunately it is a non-paid speaking gig, which is great. I love doing it, but I can't just take off a month of work. Every time I do it for my local high school, I got to take about a week off of work, and I can't really take much more off. It's great. I get to go in and speak with multiple health classes. Each class has between 15 and 30 students. I usually do about 8 per school, and throughout that, it's a couple of ninth graders here and there, not a ton. Mostly 10th, mostly 11th, and some seniors. So these are the kids I'm talking to. And I tell them my whole story and go through my, everything that I went through. But there is some stuff that we talk about at the end where I ask them questions I've been seeing for a couple years now, and talking with some other, partner friends who are in the addiction recovery world. I'll give Doc Frank a big shout out. He does a lot with teen addiction, and he talks a lot about some of the stuff I'm going to talk about. It's wild what these kids are getting addicted to. So there's 5 main things I'm seeing these kids get addicted to. Number 1 is the one you would expect, same as it's been for decades. Alcohol. Alcohol is always around. It's always going to be a high school thing. It's pushed throughout the society and our media. It's always going to be there. Probably no surprise to anybody listening. Second one, this is a big one. I'm sure you've heard about it in some capacity, but it is way more damaging and dangerous than we've even thought about. Social media / gaming / I can't say the word, PRN addiction. Screen time, anything encompassing screen time is destroying these kids. It is a huge problem. There's kids that can't get off their couch because of gaming. There is teens that can't have a real relationship because of PRN. That is what they get sucked into it, and then they go deeper and deeper and need more hardcore and extreme stuff. There are young boys who watch that stuff for the first time and think that's how the world works, when it's not. They have these unrealistic expectations. They destroy relationships. They're self-sabotaging. And then teen suicide rate for girls is extremely high right now. If I'm not mistaken, some of the highest rates it's ever been, directly because of social media. Unfortunately, many of these young girls, they're impressionable. They go on social media, they say, oh my God, look at how wonderful her relationship is. Look at how pretty she is. Look at how awesome her family is going on vacation. Look at how wonderful that is. Remember, everyone, social media is a highlight reel. People put the best of the best on there almost always. There's filters, there is AI, there's 10 million things people can do to make it look better. I'll never forget, I was at a family party once, and my cousin's friend was there. And this girl was a young girl. She was probably 15 years old at the time. And she sat in the corner for 3 hours like this, pissed off, just on her phone, pissed off, blah, blah. Gets up, goes over, takes a selfie with a huge smile, posts it. Awesome day, awesome family party with so-and-so, my friend, blah, blah, blah. Everything's wonderful, and a bunch of hashtags and catchphrases. That encompassed to me like social media addiction and the bullshit of it at its finest. Again, these are tools. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with gaming. I'm not saying there's anything wrong. There is stuff wrong with social media, but It is really hurting these young kids. I am all for phone bans through high schools and middle schools and all the way down, 1,000%. All right, number 3, what we're seeing, caffeine slash pre-workout slash upper drinks, energy drinks in general. This is wild. There are kids at 16 years old who are guzzling 4 or 5 monsters a day. There are kids at 15, 14 years old starting the day with Celsius, Monster, a cup of coffee, then having another one at 11, another one at 1, another one at 3, another one at 5. That's 1,000 milligrams of caffeine. In my personal opinion, this heart issue thing we're seeing with people under the age of 40 that has really gained traction the last couple years in the media is because of this. 1,000%. The heart is not meant to have 1,000 milligrams of caffeine plus 5,000 other vitamins and all these things in exorbitant amounts. Who needs 6,000 IUs of vitamin C and vitamin B a day? No one. You don't need that. There's a reason there's 100% daily value. You don't need 50 times that every day if you're having 4 of these. This has become a real problem. And it's funny, every time I go to the high school to speak and I bring this one up, there's 3 or 4 kids with a Monster, a Celsius, a Red Bull sitting right on their table. And I'm not bashing these things. I drink Red Bull here and there. I have a cup of coffee right here next to me. I get it. But to those amounts and extents is not necessary and should not be pushed to kids and marketed to kids and is not normal and is going to backfire and affect them 10 times worse in the future. If a 13 or 14-year-old needs 3 Monsters a day to get through their day, plus a pre-workout with 400 milligrams of caffeine in it, they're going to just shut their entire system down, their dopamine, everything by the time they're 21, 22. They're going to have no motivation for anything. Number 4, anything encompassing the new weed era. Dabs, meaning all the wax things, meaning the weed vapes, regular weed that is just super strong now, THC content double what it was 15, 20, 30 years ago. Anything encompassing that. I mean, there are dabs and waxes that are 90% THC that these kids are using. This stuff is not normal. There is a reason emergency room visits due to marijuana or marijuana encompassing items, wax, dabs, things like that, have gone up, if I'm not mistaken, 400%. It is not normal. If somebody's going to smoke a joint, fine. First of all, it's supposed to be above 21, like in a state like New York. You have kids using, and I get it. I smoked joints in high school. I smoked a lot of weed. But the weed we were smoking was not that it was good, but it was just weed at a 14 to 17% THC level. Now just weed is 30% THC level, 25, 28, 30%. The dabs, the wax, these are pushing 80, 90%. That's insane. Like people taking one hit and they're in the corner just losing their mind, and then they call the ambulance on themselves. But then there's other kids, they can't even function at 15 without waking up, hitting that. They hit their weed vape all day long. And number 5, the final addiction that you guys have heard me talk about that is hitting kids hard, nicotine vapes. Nicotine vapes, these vapes, like the ones you buy in New York, this is 0.5% nicotine. It is strong. It is way too strong, in my opinion, to be sold, and that's the only way they're sold in the disposable ones. You can't get an option of 0.4, 0.3, 0.2. It's either 0.5 or 0. The kids are using these. They think, oh, it's no big deal, I'll hit it once, just like we used to do with cigarettes. I hit it once, put it down, didn't touch it for a month. But then it starts getting the nicotine, it gets a receptor in the brain going, it starts breaking down that barrier. Oh, then they're at a party a couple weeks later. I'll hit it a couple times, no big deal. And then next thing you know, they're buying their own. And what makes it so much more, in my opinion, dangerous is the nicotine levels, number 1. And number 2, the ease of access. I could hit this thing anywhere. anywhere and get away with it. I could hit this thing on an airplane and people won't notice. I could hit this thing in the bathroom at work. I could hit this thing on, I've hit mine on the treadmill at the gym. I swear to God. I just held the smoke in without that little puff that came out. And when you blow it out, it just kind of dissipates. It's nothing. Maybe no smell, you know. These are 5 addictions I'm seeing really hit our kids and really hit our teens that we got to be aware of. The parents out there, please keep an eye on these things. The teens out there watching, please be self-aware and understand when something goes from, okay, I'm gaming an hour a day and having fun, to I can't turn the game off at night and I'm losing sleep. Start learning about these things and be self-aware. And everyone else, just understand these can hit everybody, but they're hitting our teens and it's starting to cause a lot of damage. K Ruggs, the Sober Dog, and I'm out. See ya.